Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naveen and I am here to tell you why I want to live forever and what I'm doing to do just that. If you're anything like me and you like science fiction, then things like living in outer space, taking advantage of all the energy in our solar system, artificial intelligence, and more excites you. And who doesn't want to be around to see what we're going to accomplish in the future? So yes, I want to be cryopreserved. I want to be frozen with the chance of being revived in the future when we have the ability to do that, to live again and see where we are and what we are doing as humans. And I'm not the only one. Many people have been put on ice already, and people we know have already arranged to do so, like Steve Aoki and Seth MacFarlane and many other tech billionaires. The stuff is super exciting to me and I can't wait to get into it, so let's begin. I want to start off by discussing the idea of living forever and how this is not impossible and how we are on the way to figuring out how to do it right now. It is argued that aging itself is a disease and can be combated with technology. Natasha Vita published the Primo Posthuman, which depicted how a human might look in the future with technical enhancements. She predicted it would look something like this. Our bodies would be encapsulated with smart skin or solar protected skin with tone and texture changeability. Our joints would have turbocharged suspension and flexibility. The brain would be upgraded to a meta brain featuring cognitive enhancements like nanotech, data storage, memory system, and error correction device with instant data and feedback. Our hearing would allow for more increased frequency range and parabolic hearing. Our eyes would be upgraded with network sonar sensors that map information into our visual field, replacement organs, cardiac flow and function monitor, and an in vivo fiber optic communication spine, and biosensors that externally stimulate atmospheric pressure and sense when our environment could be harmful, and more. It's super fascinating to think about the idea that our bodies could house so much data and be able to function in such an advanced way. One can only dream to be alive to reach such opportunities. We do have some technologies now that, although not within our bodies, but do act as our peripheral brain. Who would even dare these days leave the house without their phones? How many times do you look up random things as to where to eat, how to go somewhere, or even what day it is? We have heavily relied on our phones these days that it's absolutely pivotal to keep it with you no matter what. What if you need medical assistance or get lost? Someone without a phone is at a total and complete disadvantage in their day-to-day. If you put them in a life or death situation, then someone who does have their cell phone, a means of communication and endless information, is most likely going to survive, am I right? So while we do have our phone, a primo post-human body is not possible just yet. So what am I doing now to preserve the body that I do have for many years to come? Number one, I am getting enough sleep. Studies show that people with 6 or less hours of sleep per night are more likely to get Alzheimer's disease, a disease characterized by significant memory loss over time. Sleep also helps regulate many important functions of the body and our nervous system. Sleep deficiency is also linked to many chronic health conditions like heart disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, obesity, depression. It's also linked to a higher chance of injury. Like if you're tired, you're not going to be more alert and you're probably going to injure yourself. These things I can't afford if I plan on living as long as I can. Also, I don't smoke for obvious reasons. I mean, should I even go through them? Cardiovascular, lung disease, brain disease, and cancer, to even name a few. Smoking ruins your body and in so many ways, so I don't want to get near it. Next might seem like a surprise to you, but even the smallest amount of alcohol is bad for you. The days of a glass of red wine at dinner is good for your heart health are long gone, my friends. Multiple studies in the past couple of years have shown that and confirmed that the risk of breast cancer and esophageal cancer increases with any amount of consumed alcohol. So therefore, I have limited my alcohol consumption to almost zero. Next, I incorporate movement on a daily basis and be sure to exercise at least 6 hours per week. The sedentary lifestyle is so common among people, especially in the United States, and has risen drastically since COVID-19 with the emergence of remote working. And, a lot of us sometimes forget that we have bodies with joints, muscles, and arteries and veins that require movement, like a car. Driving a car keeps the cooling, the lubrication, and fuel system parts in good condition, right? So if you stop using your body and just sit at home for hours every day watching TV or whatever, it's like telling your body, hey, I don't need you anymore, and your systems start to slow down and go to waste. It's like what they say, you don't use it, you lose it. So I'm using it every way I can. My favorite exercise is a high intensity interval routine because it just makes my body move in all different ways for a total body workout. With that being said, I'm keeping my BMI within a normal range, somewhere between 18.5 to 22.5 personally. I've had a huge sweet tooth since I was a kid, and I have learned to combat that with lots of self-control and eating enough protein throughout the day. That definitely helps. I love my pasta, so of course I'm not a masochist. I do enjoy some of these things every once in a while, but sure as hell is not an everyday thing. Both of my parents have type 2 diabetes, so it's very important for me to keep my diet in check. Next, I am limiting animal products. Yes, I do love a delicious filet mignon every once in a while, but I will have days or a week where I am not having any animal products at all. Guys, it's not an end all be all, but what's wrong with meatless Mondays? The American agriculture system is filled with pesticides, and our cows and chickens are stuffed with growth hormones. Do these things just disappear by the time it comes to Walmart or Costco? No, we are consuming what they are consuming. Don't even get me started on the salmon farms. The things I've seen are quite scary and horrific. This video is not bashing the meat industry, but it's just to shed light on some possible ways for better eating and improving your organ systems. The one thing people cannot argue with, and that has been scientifically proven over and over again, is that less animal products is attributed to less visceral fat or fat around the organs and lower cholesterol levels or plaque buildup in the arteries, which in turn allows blood to move freely in the vital organs and decreasing the risk of things like heart attack and stroke. People can't argue with that. That is just fact. Next, I am avoiding the sun when UV index is at 4 or more, which is usually around 10 to 4 p.m. Listen, I'm from South Florida, and we love a tan person there. It just even sometimes signifies health and vitality. When you see a tan person, it's like, geez, they look great. But honestly, the sun rays are extremely harmful and aging to your skin, so it's best to avoid the sun, especially during these hours, and to always apply sunscreen every day. I apply it even if I'm not leaving the house. Your house has windows, y'all. The sun comes through it. Sun exposure causes wrinkles, dark spots, uneven tone, and just generally ages the skin. I apply sunscreen and reapply every 2 hours, no matter what SPF it is, especially on the face. Last but certainly not least, controlling my thoughts to ensure I feel more love and positivity. I do not allow myself to have negative thoughts. They are useless and inhibiting to any goal I want to achieve. My eye is always on the prize. I don't care what people say. That's where my focus is. I always look at the positive things, even if I lose. It's always a win for me because I learned something new and I know what not to do. I know how to spin around anything in my advantage to always make me a winner. If I mess up, I have the power to change in this instant for a better, more ideal self. Negative thoughts create negative emotions like anxiety and fear, causing my cortisol levels to spike, which is normal for only moments, but not chronically, not all the time. I believe negativity is one of the things most responsible for prevalent chronic diseases like diabetes and high blood pressure, and positive thoughts are free and heal my body and my mind, so that is what I'm trying to employ on a daily basis. There you have it, a complete guide to everything I do to stay young and keep my body feeling and looking good for ages to come. If you have any questions or comments or have a suggestion for a similar topic you want me to cover on my channel, leave a comment below and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. I am challenging everyone who watched this video to share it with your favorite cousin. So if you got this video from your cousin, just know they consider you their favorite. How sweet. Now go on with your bad self and get out there and win.